So in just a few days I'm heading out on a 7-day canoe trip, and before I pack everything away, I thought I'd show you what I'm bringing. So let's start with the canoe. So I got my 16-foot prospector, my pedal, and then the spare pedals. Got a throw rope and a baiter bucket, as well as a cup holder and some things to strap down the gear in my canoe. Of course, my life jacket with a knife. Got my fishing rod, as well as a net, my fishing kit. Probably be portaging in my Crocs, but if I go hiking, these will be my kind of like hiking shoes. I also got a new piece of gear. It's a thermocell, because the bugs are pretty bad this year. But I've actually never tried this one, so I think this is a perfect opportunity to see if it works, because the bugs are pretty bad right now. Okay, let's see if that helps. Let's move on to sleeping gear. I have this 2-person Hubba Hubba tent. My sleeping bag is in here. It's a winter sleeping bag, but it's the only sleeping bag I have, and I think it'll actually be nice because in the mountains it can still go down to 4 degrees or so. Then I got the sleeping pad, X-Therm from Thermarest. In case it rains, I also packed a tarp. I have a chair for at camp, and then of course my axe for chopping wood. I'll be leaving the saw at home because where I'm going at Bowron, they kind of have pre-cut rounds, so I wouldn't have to do any sawing. It's just for chopping it in smaller chunks. This will be my main bag. It's 120 liters. So just to give you an illustration of how big it is. I almost fit in there. Yeah, I absolutely love this bag. The ergodynamics of it, or whatever, it feels really good to carry it on your back. So this is the one I'll be carrying during the portages. So tent goes in there, sleeping bag. Of course, some toilet paper and disinfectant. Platypus water filter, first aid kit. Then my clothes, got a swimsuit and a warm fleece for a camp. And then in this bag is all of my kind of tent stuff. So little notebook and pen, and then my headlamp and a lamp for in the tent. Got a little towel, and I have 1 long sleeve shirt, 2 tank tops, a short sleeve, sports bra, thermal pants, and 1 extra sweater just in case I get cold. Pants that I will be wearing, as well as a spare set. And then I've got a bunch of socks and underwear. So that's it for my clothes. Not too much, but yeah, I'll probably be wearing the same 2 outfits the entire time. So that all goes in here. Then what I'll be carrying in my kind of like day bag, I'll put everything that I'll use in the canoe. So I have bear spray on me, as well as my InReach like SOS system. Then I have a rain jacket, my rain pants, neoprene gloves, and I've also got some neoprene socks. Planning to start paddling in the early morning. It could be that it's still quite cold then. So I'll keep this with me in the canoe. I also have a head net for bugs, and then a bug spray, an extra bug spray, sunscreen. I'll have a knife on my belt probably. So that's there. Binos for viewing wildlife. Beanie in case it's cold. Sunglasses. Map of the park. Yeah, and then I'll throw some extra snacks in there. I think that's it for my day bag. Oh, yeah. And I've got 2 water bottles that I'll be bringing. So So then, my camera gear. I have my long lens, 2 power banks, a bunch of extra batteries, and action cameras, and a little magic arm. So that's it for camera gear. And then lastly, of course, food. So I brought 2 of these, 8-ounce fuel cans, and then just in case I run out, I think this one's 4 ounces. There's no fire ban right now, so I'm also hoping to cook over the fire, but just in case, I brought quite a bit of fuel. This will be my main pot. I'm gonna eat a lot of dehydrated meals, so this is for boiling water. And then in here I have, this thing, don't know what it's called, a lighter, like a Leatherman, and a knife, and my spoon. So that's that. I also have a frying pan and my plate. In case I need to hang up some wet clothes, I got a bit of paracord here. My spatula, cheese grater, flask, camping mug. I've got this food jar because I'm planning to maybe already make my lunch in the morning. Put it in here and then I have a warm lunch. So it's like a thermo flask. And some more fire starting stuff. And in here I have my toiletries. So I have this was also still for in the boat. It's a sun protecting lip balm, although now that I think about it, I've had this one since 2017 and I think sunscreen expires, so I'm not even sure if it works, but we'll see. Vaseline, toothpaste of course, floss, very important, toothbrush, and an eye mask. In here I have all of my meals. I'll show you more of that in a second. It was quite the planning I had to do just to make sure that I have enough and that it doesn't weigh too much. And I've got this spare dry bag. I think that was it. So all of that stuff will go into this 60-liter barrel. And then I'll have this barrel, the big bag, and my smaller day bag. And the smaller day bag actually fits in the big black bag, so that if I run rapids, I can just make sure that everything is kind of like waterproof. By the way, this thing works really well because there's like no mosquitoes around. I think it's supposed to work in a 4-meter radius, and it's doing its job, so super nice. So essentially that is all my gear here, and this is all the stuff that will go into the boat. It's pretty compact. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but I'm usually not that hungry in the backcountry. So what I try to do is make the food as tasty as possible and just only pack things that I actually enjoy eating so that I still get enough food in. I kind of organize everything by day, and every day is around 3,000 calories. So if I can finish the day back, I'll be good. I would have loved to only pack these kind of like really freeze-dried, dehydrated meals, but it's like $20 for one of these. And if I would only eat these, I'd probably need 3 a day, or 4 even, which will be very expensive. And I can't afford that. So instead, I actually invested in a dehydrator. This is a dehydrator that I use to dehydrate my own food, which is so much fun, and actually it kind of pays back because you can make your food yourself and it's much cheaper. Somehow I made it work that I never have the same dinner twice. So I have a lot of variation and a couple of vegetables in there even. So let me show you roughly what my plan is here. So for example, here day 2, my breakfast is a like granola with nuts, chocolate, and powdered milk. So I can just add water in this bag, and super quick breakfast. And then for lunch, I will have some of those wraps that I brought with tuna and also peanut butter and jelly. Dinner will be pasta carbonara. So this is just dehydrated pasta with egg powder in it and some bacon bits. So pour that in a pan, add some water, done. And then every day I have electrolytes as well. So that's kind of what a day looks like. I'll be carrying this in the boat. It's just a bunch of trail mix that I can munch on throughout the day. Then I also have some extra snacks. It's just a bunch of protein bars, extra electrolytes, some nuts, some self-made beef jerky. So got that in there too. And then yeah, this bag is coffee, tea, hot cocoa, creatine, oil, salt, medications, stuff like that. Yeah, so just in case I need longer than 7 days because of the weather or my energy or whatever, then I do have at least enough food for 2 days extra. And yeah, like I said, all my days are about 3,000 calories. So if I need longer, I can just eat a little bit less every day and probably have another extra day as well. I'm bringing Parmesan cheese. So this apparently stays good for quite long outside of the fridge. So I'll just be throwing this on top of all my meals. And then I might also pack some olive oil to just sprinkle on top of my meals, because all of these dehydrated meals are quite low fat, because it dehydrates better if you make them low fat. So some cheese on there, some olive oil, and then it should be pretty tasty. I'm actually quite curious how much all of this food weighs. Okay, so that bag is just over 4 kilograms. 2.3 plus 4 is 6.3 kilograms total. Alright, so that's all my stuff for 7 days. Will be my home for 7 days. And let's hope that I packed everything. I think I did. I feel quite prepared, but we'll find out if I forgot something. This will be my longest trip ever. I've only done a 4-day trip one time, and I wasn't even alone then, so this will be quite a game changer. But I'm really excited, so stay tuned for the video.